Make sure to follow me on Twitter for all updates. Enjoy the video. Hello YouTube and welcome back to Star Wars Ascendancy. I am in the middle of a menu checking to make sure my game is recording. This is another voiceover, so yeah, hopefully it will be in sync. I did do a loud clunk this time, and so where we left off was the Pentastar Alignment launched a massive attack on, is that Burgess, I think? That was Burgess. I won't remember all the planet names, unfortunately, because it's been a couple days. Yes, it was Burgess, good. And no, I didn't time that. I just timed that really good. I'm not actually live commentating right now. My upgrades are a little off. I'm like, oh, I better get a bigger fleet and stuff. So that's kind of the goal here, was to build up and bulk up the fleet a little bit. I think, do I do that one now or do I do that one later? I think I do that later. I'm here kind of just thinking in the menu because I'm like, oh, what do I need? Oh, God. And I'm sitting here like, oh, man, I need to build new ships. I need more ships because the Pentastar alignment over here is just knackering it. The problem is that my fleet is 2 jumps away. I think I at some point speed it up so that I can get there a little bit faster. But you can see I have my fleet here doing its thing, all going into hyperspace very slowly. I still have a goal to conquer that one planet down there in the corner that's unconquered, that's connected to my planets, to set up a defense point there. But at the moment, I'm moving up here because I'm like, ah, shit, they're attacking me. I need to kind of deal with this shit. So it's not a particularly big map. So, I mean, I don't know how much more the Pentastar could control. I mean, obviously, the Pentastar could technically control the entirety of everything else, which would make sense. So at this point, I start building more ships. I think I go with 4 MC-90s and 10 Dauntlesses, perhaps. Do I go with 10 Dauntlesses? I have to do a little financial fiddling here. So that I can get my my 10 Dauntlesses up and running. The Dauntless does almost 200 turbo laser damage, which is absolutely insane for such a small little non-capital ship, I think. So I'm going to probably build quite a few of those. I get very airheaded at this point, I think, because I'm just like, I just scatter about, like, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Sadly enough, the actual big battle that you saw in the thumbnail there actually won't happen till towards the end of the video. So, you know, keep that in mind. It's unfortunate, I know. I was hoping for a nice big fight coming up here, but then I, for some reason, decided to jerk around and go, oh no, I should probably wait for these reinforcements. But then, as those reinforcements arrive down here, their looser Hulk jumps in up there. And I'm like, oh, hi there. At some point, I noticed, there it is. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't notice yet. I'm just like, look at how pretty the Dauntless is. And I'm like, oh, shit, there's a looser Hulk. Okay, not yet. There we go. I'm like, oh, shit, a looser Hulk. Quick, you guys, blow that up. It's 1 looser Hulk versus like 10 Dauntlesses and a few MC-90s. It stands no chance. And then my guys fire off into deep space because we don't care about the neighboring planets where those laser bolts will hit at some point. So we open fire, start destroying it, and yeah. So while we fiddle around here, there's not really much to say at this point. I kind of just jerk around for a little bit as this my Empress station here gets destroyed. Sadly, it just goes boop, and it's gone. Wait. It's almost gone. It's about to die. So Burgess is kind of, unfortunately, quite crippled at this point. My defenses here are under full construction, which is good. The stalwart there is about to die. And in other news, Star Wars comes out tomorrow, guys. I'm recording this on freaking Tuesday. Star Wars comes out 2 days from now. So, well, yeah, 2 days, because it's in the evening. I am going to be so tired because I forgot to request the following day off. I forgot to request Friday off of work. So I'm going to go to see a movie till like 9 or 10 o'clock in the night, and then I got to come back to work at like 3. It sucks. It really sucks. But it's okay. I'm transitioning into a brand new department, so, you know, it's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind the early shift. It just kind of sucks that I totally forgot to plan it properly, because all I was thinking about was the day of. I was like, oh yeah, Thursday I never work past like 2 o'clock in the afternoon usually, so I was like not even worried about it. Oh yeah, that's when I used the speed up to get my fleet over here, and then look up and oh hey, the entire Pentastar fleet disappeared, and I'm like, lame. They left a lot of fighters behind though. That's because the looser Hulk can carry an insane amount of fighters. I mean, not that Imperial fighters are all that good, but they can carry an insane amount of fighters, guys. If anyone's wondering if I'm going to do anything special for a video tomorrow, yes, I am. It's not anything insane. It's just another, generic Let's Play kind of video. But it's a specific Spotlight Let's Play. I'm specifically spotlighting a game from my childhood past that I absolutely loved, and it is a Star Wars game. And no, it's probably not the game you're thinking of. But it might be, but it probably isn't. Yes, that's the game, and whoever yelled that in the back. I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to wait till tomorrow to see. It's nothing spectacular. It's just a really old Star Wars game that I really love, and it works again. I have a disc copy lying around someplace, but my disc copy doesn't really work anymore, so I bought a Steam version, and it works. So yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, Raider Corvette, Battlefront 2. By the way, for anyone who's really looking forward to me getting Battlefront 2, I don't know if anyone really cared, but unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get it till towards the beginning of the year because I'm waiting to see if EA doesn't put the microtransactions back in because I refuse to support this bullshit. I mean, it's complete garbage what they did to that game with all the transactions and microtransactions stuff. Any game with microtransactions, I think this day and age is really stupid. For one thing, let's really think about this. Game companies got along just fine releasing full-fledged titles without DLC and without microtransactions. I will pay for DLC if I think it's worth it for me. Like, oh, hey, here's Battlefront 2, and then they're like, oh, by the way, here's I don't know, the Battle of Naboo original DLC pack or something. And it's like, I'm not really into that, so I won't buy that pack. By the way, that would actually make a really good map. Think about it. You could do a 2-stage battle on that. It could be the battle on the ground at the Palace of Naboo, and then they could go up into the fighters and attack the Looser Hulk. That would be badass. But that's probably not going to happen because they rarely ever make any game stuff related to the pre-Clone Wars era. As far as I know, as far back they went was the Phase 1 Clone Troopers at some point in Battlefront 2. I'm not sure where they are. I haven't played it. But I'm assuming they're in there someplace. I've seen pictures of them, so I'm assuming they're there somewhere. I just haven't actually played it, so I don't know where you can play as them. But I'm sure they're there. But yeah, back to the other note. I'm so psyched to see The Last Jedi. I was going to binge watch all the Star Wars movies and prep for it, but unfortunately I ran out of time and I didn't do it. But it's okay. I can remember pretty much everything about those movies really by heart. Not that I've watched them all a lot. The only one I probably should have rewatched would have been The Force Awakens, because that's probably the only one I've only watched once. I've rewatched the other movies a couple times already, and different reasons for different purposes, but I have rewatched them all a couple times, and it only really takes me one watching of a movie to, generally speaking, remember most of it. I will, of course, forget little stupid facts of little things that I didn't pay attention to the first time through, but the general overarching bit of the story, generally speaking, I could probably walk you through the whole movie verbally. I mean, I would probably miss all the little subtle scenes, like as the group walks through something and this guy in the background turns to look at them or something. I might not notice that or be able to remember that, but I could walk you through all the major scenes. Like, for instance, spoilers for anyone who's not seen The Force Awakens, which I hope you have, considering the next one's coming out tomorrow, if you're watching this video tomorrow. For instance, Force Awakens. Let's see. It opens with Poe on Jakku. It does open. Yes, it opens with Poe on Jakku, talking to that guy who I don't remember his name, and he's supposed to be really important, but to be perfectly honest with you, I had no idea who it was based on just watching the movies. I'm sure if I had read some extended material somewhere, I'd know who he is, and I'm sure he's really important, but to be honest with you, I had no idea who that guy was. So it was a little underwhelming when they killed him off. I was just kind of like, well, they killed what appears to be some good guy, wise man, but I don't know who he was. So Poe, the First Order shows up in their weird freaking D-Day-esque landing craft, which is actually kind of badass. They storm the village. Poe tries to take off. His X-Wing gets fucked. He gets trapped. He tries to fight back. Freaking Kylo Ren stops a laser bolt in midair, which was badass, while at the same time pulling Poe towards him, which was supposed to be a portrayal of how powerful Kylo Ren is, and then he gets beat by a girl later. But that's okay. So then, Poe gets captured. Sucks. Finn, or was it FN1 I fuck it. I can't remember. F1N something? I don't remember what it was actually, but Finn. Yes, it's Finn. He has an emotional moment because one of his fellow stormtroopers dies and with a shit ton of blood. And I'm not sure why there was a ton of blood, because I thought laser blast kind of cauterized the wounds, but I don't know. You would think a laser blast would, and they're wearing that fancy armor. You'd think it would be okay, but I guess not. I guess he bled a shit ton, so it got all over his helmet, and it had an emotional moment, and he decided, I'm leaving the First Order, because I guess that's never happened before. Maybe it was his first deployment. I can't remember that. The little details, guys, little details. And then what happened was actually that part. I can't remember what happens after that. I'm sure we get some bit of backstory about Rey at this point, I think, before Finn helps Poe escape. Yeah, so I think Rey is in there somewhere. See, there are little bits of the movie I don't remember because I've only seen it once. But yeah, generally, they, Poe and Finn try and escape, and then they get shot down, they crash on Jakku, and then Poe vanishes into nothingness. He's like, I got thrown from the crash. I'm like, how freaking far did you get thrown from the crash if Finn was literally right there? He didn't see you lying around in the sand? I mean, did Finn forget the one rule of crashing? You investigate your general surroundings before you walk away from the crash? I mean, good God. He literally just, I guess, abandons him because really, how far do you think Poe got thrown from the crash and lived? He had to be generally in this same area. You mean Poe didn't notice? Like, really? Or, the First Order didn't calculate the crash site and come find Poe laying in the sand unconscious until nighttime? I mean, come on, guys. But anyways. So then Finn and BB-8 meet up with... BB-8 meets up with Rey, excuse me. And then Finn finally bumps into Rey and BB-8. They do a whole combat action sequence with the First Order doing stuff. They escape on the Falcon. They meet up with Han and Chewie, which is cool and nostalgic. And yeah, that's a thing. And then what else happens? Let's see. Then they escape the weird freighter ship thing that Han, for whatever reason, has, because he lost the Falcon and never got it back because reasons? I don't know. He would never think Han would lose the Falcon, but whatever, I guess. And then they go to... Ooh, I forgot her name. And I think I forgot the place. But they go to that castle place where Rey finds a lightsaber and has a force vision of the past, future, present, or whatever the heck it was. The really weird flash sequence that was kind of cool and also kind of weird at the same time. The First Order, again, comes in and strikes the place. This time, oh shit, and by the way, there's a massive invasion force. Which I've been sort of ignoring the gameplay going on in the background just because I'm babbling on. Massive invasion force attacking this planet. Spearheaded by their Titan, which of course is going to die to all of my Goliath stations. Are they Goliaths? Yes. Golan Goliath. Golan platforms. Jesus. Yeah, the Grey Wolf there ain't gonna survive, but my main fleet is literally right there, so it's en route back to the planet. I've got my defenses under construction here. I think I put the last upgrade into that station because it's gonna need it. And my whole fleet's en route back. I think I speed it up right here. I make sure the fleet's going to jump together, and I'm like, oh yeah, I better move the fleet there. And then I speed the game up so that I can just, get to this action super battle sequence as fast as possible. Because we all know everyone wants to see it. Everyone wants to see some battling. No one wants to just, see me clicking through screens for like 20 minutes. So we get an actual battle sequence. I'm like, oh shit, my ship's jumped. Okay, we slow it down, and here's my fleet. And I'm like, okay, guys. Attack. And by attack, I mean just move towards the enemy, because I don't really have any specifics on this. As you can see, their Titan's already dead. Titans always die first. I think I accidentally alt-tabbed out of the game or something right there. That's why it stutters for a second. My bad, guys. My bad. And this is the part where I go cinematic, because I'm like, this is pretty badass. We're about to engage their main fleet, and the Pentastar ships all start turning around. They come into a full-fledged battle line, and we get this badass sequence of ships If I had told my ships to stop moving, it probably would have been more badass, but I forgot, and my ships kind of just charge into the enemy lines. And then again, I accidentally alt-tabbed. And then here we are in a massive battle. I'm like, stop everybody, engage at point blank range. We'll last longer against those Star Destroyers than we will that Death Star. Which is nothing like Lando Calrissian sound, but that's okay. That's kind of what he said. It's funny how big, though, this Viscount is, because it literally dwarfs every single ship in range. Could literally just, like, turn the ship really fast and swat the other ships with its tail. I mean, Jesus, it's huge. Yeah, but we basically just blow the shit out of them. I'm taking a couple screenshots, so you can probably hear the click, click, click noises every now and again. But yeah, so this is a really cool battle sequence. There's that that Looser Hulk's kind of drunk. It's sitting at a weird angle. And then at this point, I think the Pentastar is like, fuck this, we're out. And they start all basically bugging out. Their main fleet just goes, nope, we're not fighting this. Nope, 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 nope. The only reason they do that, of course, is they're not on their last legs yet. So the Pentastar is kind of in a position of, we don't really want to lose our entire fleet, so let's just fall back. And of course, at this point, I'm just like, chase them, guys, chase them, or whatever, you know. Because they're just running away from me, which kind of sucks, but whatever. All of my ships leveled up, which is lovely. I'm just like, go, 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 fleet, go, go, flying whale. The giant whale. Go after them. To be honest, that Viscount, if this was to scale with the planets, I don't know if this game is to scale, by the way, but it looks kind of like if that Viscount were to crash into the planet, it would literally cause an apocalyptic scenario. I'm pretty sure that's not to scale, to be honest, because I can't imagine the Viscount's really that big, but then again, could be to scale, I don't know. I doubt it, because the Viscount's about the size of an Executor, and the Executor was pretty small compared to the Death Star, and the Death Star ain't got nothing on the size of that planet. So I'm pretty sure this isn't scale accurate, at least not with that Viscount. But, you know, that's okay. I'm still sure it would be apocalyptic if that thing flew out of the sky and slammed into the planet. That would be quite disastrous. But as you can see, I was going through, upgrading my ships. There's Home 1. I'm like, let's give him Home... I think I give him the Home 1 because it decreases weapon cooldown or something. I'm like, that's really helpful. So I do that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, get those things upgraded. Yeah. I believe in the next episode, because we're coming to the end of this episode. We're not quite there. We've got still like 6 minutes. We've still got a little bit of time before this episode ends, but I don't think anything dramatic happens in this last little bit. That was pretty much the most dramatic part of the whole episode, I think. At this point, I think I kind of just take stock of what the heck happened. I think I leave my fleet there while I rebuild the defenses or start the defenses constructions, because I think I'm about to move the fleet, and then I'm like, I better just leave the fleet here in case someone shows up. So I leave it there. But yeah, our plan is to take Ordrasi next. See there, I ordered the fleet to move. And then I don't remember, I think I tell them not to move in a second. I start clicking through this stuff like, yeah, And then I go, yeah, actually. Whoa, alt-tabbed again. I do that a lot in this episode because I totally forgot to set a timer, so I keep alt-tabbing out to see what Open Broadcaster says. Maybe I don't order the fleet to hold position. I thought I did. No, maybe I didn't. I thought I told the fleet to stay there in case the enemy came back, but perhaps I decided not to do that. I guess not. Weird. I thought I left the fleet there, but no. Did we get to Ordrasi in this episode? Oh, shoot. I literally just recorded this minutes ago. Well, half an hour ago, but I can't remember. I think we do. Actually, we do take Ordrasi, I think, before the episode ends. So yeah, in the next episode, I guess we'll be pushing at the Pentastar alignment. We'll be finishing our defenses. You can see our defenses are kind of fucked. These ones are okay, but the other ones aren't. And I go, oh, B-Wings! But then I'm like, actually, if they send a bunch of fighters, the big ones are going to die anyways. I probably should go with X-Wings. So I build a bunch of B-Wings, and then I'm like, wait, that's a stupid idea. Undo that. Build all X-Wings. Yeah, pretty much. I changed my mind. I'm like, yeah, I better switch it. And then I'm like, look. A hangar bay. It's got stuff in it. Absent-minded I am. I'm just admiring the models. Because you can zoom really close to the models in this game, which is really nice. You know, there's some games where you kind of have to stay at this sort of, like, godlike distance from everything, where you're not allowed to actually look at anything up close, which kind of sucks. But you can get right up in everything's face in this game, so you can just look right up in the face of all the models and stuff, which I think is pretty cool, because you can really just admire the time and effort that people put in to build some of this shit, or design it, I suppose. Be design and make it. You can really admire it. You also have to admire when they're making ships that aren't canon. You can imagine that that's probably, it is hard because obviously you have to design the ship from scratch. But the design from scratch is your design. There's nothing it has to be compared to except for the overall concepts. Like if you're building a Mon Calamari ship, there's a general design concept that a Mon Calamari ship follows. Like CR90s and Viscounts aren't canon. They're not actual ships that exist. They are mentioned or listed in the expanded universe and may have some art of them in the expanded universe, but they've never been seen like on screen or anything. So the design, although technically a little bit, there's a little leeway there, it is kind of got a specific design to it, perhaps. I think the Viscount might be the least. I mean, again, this stuff is not the most accurately portrayed in the novels and stuff, I would imagine. It's kind of like general fan art and stuff like that, or general designs. I don't know. I've never read any of the books. But I don't know if they've actually ever shown what they look like a legit official look. Quote official, because again, none of those are official. But then take Home 1, for instance. Home 1 has a movie-based visual physical model, because I believe that's when they still used the practical models. They didn't use CGI in those movies. Home 1 still has a practical model. Or, well, it had. I'm sure it doesn't exist anymore. But it did have a practical model, which you can compare to. So when you make a ship, you're going to compare it to that model from the movie. And in my opinion, I think that's more difficult than making a design that's completely unique. Because when you think about it, if you make a design that's completely unique, you don't have to really worry as much. And here I am trying to place a freaking starbase next to something here. So I'm like, shit, I don't remember where all this stuff goes. So I just kind of place it and go, YOLO, let's just go with that and start building my defensive stations again. Because I'm like, I don't have time for these shenanigans. I got to get these defenses back up and running before the Pentastar show back up. They keep attacking this side of my my defenses, which is frustrating as all balls. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, before the video ends, I'll finish my thought. Basically, I just think it's easier to design a model from scratch than it is. Well, I mean, I'm not the actual process of making the model. I mean, the design concept, like coming up with what it's going to look like. Because obviously, I know making a model from scratch is not easy. But I mean, like the coming up with the design, like for instance, the Golem platform there. If you had to just make a model of a Golem platform, yes, perhaps it's easier to have a specific model to go off of. But if you're trying to be really detail oriented, you do get that sort of unfortunate thing where you have to make it look like the original. So like Home 1 has to look almost identical to the one in the movie. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to look pretty darn close, right? Because that's what we all expect it to look like. Say we took Ordrassi, and then I have my little colony ship on its way to take Ordrassi, and I think this is where I cut the episode, is after we take Ordrassi. But anyways, yeah, little spiel. I had a little monologue there in the middle. I hope you enjoyed that. So we're coming to the end of the video now, so I'm going to wrap it all up. So basically, we are taking Ordrassi. The next video will consist of us fortifying the defenses on Ordrassi and possibly striking out at the Pentastar alignment at one of their many planets. I'm not sure where we're going to go yet. Haven't decided, nor have I actually done it yet. So we'll probably have to figure that one out when the time comes. I'm figuring we're going to strike the side that they keep striking me on, because that would seem to be the logical choice, even though their main fleet's probably up there. But in case they strike me, I think, did they strike me at the end of this episode? No, they don't. But they're up there. So we might attack Malfa, Orbex, or Corvus Minor 5, which you guys kind of saw there at the very end when I zoomed out and I gave all the planet names. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I really do appreciate all the support I've been getting on these videos. May the Force be with you. And the copyright. Hey guys, make sure to like and share the video. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel or check out my Patreon, make sure to check out those links on the left side there. If you'd like to check out this series from the very beginning or another series that I'm doing, check out the links on the right. And thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.